Wow, I can't believe we're looking at the threat, I don't know, Danny, of Maria.
Yes.
Category 4 now?
I know that's what a lot of people are worried about, the threat from Maria. And I'm happy to report this morning that it is looking a little more unlikely in terms of potential impacts to the state of Florida. Not impossible, but forecast models are still in pretty good agreement that that turn to the north happens far east of Florida, even east of some of the main islands in the Bahamas. So that is good news, but it's important to stay vigilant. Again, this far out, we're still 5 to 7 days. Things could change, but for now, it is looking a little more unlikely. This is what we're looking at in the tropics. Remnants of Lee now, so just a remnant area of low pressure, Maria and Jose. So we'll start with Maria here, a strong Category 4 storm. It made landfall in Dominica last night at about 9:15 local time as a Category 5. Now we can do Category 4, but again, 155-mile-per-hour winds. That's anything but weak. On the current track, we're watching Maria head toward the Virgin Islands and then toward Puerto Rico. We're expecting a little fluctuation in that category status, anywhere between a 4 and a 5 over the next couple of days. It looks like at this point it is expected to impact Puerto Rico as a Category 4 hurricane. Very dangerous situation, very serious situation in the Virgin Islands as well. Still cleaning up from Irma, and then they're having to prepare now for Maria. But from there, it looks like confidence is becoming a little higher that turn toward the north is going to happen, again, even east of the main Bahama Islands here, and that would mean the impacts to Florida not really going to happen. That being said, again, this far out, there is still a little room for error, but you see most of those forecast models, if not all, do have that turn to the north happening soon enough. The impacts are not expected. Here's a look at the GFS, the ensemble plots for the American model. Again, there's still quite a wide room for a discrepancy here between each of these runs, but the general consensus is still impacts to Florida looking more and more unlikely. That being said, again, still have plenty of time in hurricane season. I do think it's important for you to start restocking those supplies if they were depleted with Irma. Regardless of whether or not Maria looks to be an imminent impact to Florida, which at this point it doesn't, I still think it's important to remember that we have a couple of months left of hurricane season, and it's important to start building back that supply if you can. So this is what as it stands right now. Doesn't look to be an immediate threat to Florida, but we'll stay on top of it and let you know if anything changes, because at this point changes are still certainly possible. Here's a look at Jose as well. Right now, a Category 1 hurricane with winds of 75 miles per hour. We are seeing tropical storm warnings issued for Nantucket, issued for Martha's Vineyard, so the island's just off Massachusetts there, but it looks like that turn will happen ahead of actually making landfall, just going to bring the messy conditions up and down the coastline for the east coast of the United States. Now, yesterday we had this nice dry air that kept our rain chances limited, but you can see we're actually starting to move in a little bit more of that moist air back into the region, and that means your dew points are increasing and your rain chances are increasing as well. So not quite as dry as what we were looking at yesterday, although conditions not too bad as we head into this afternoon. This morning we're looking